Welcome everybody to Big Ben and Ty Sports Cave. As always, we got Big Ben in the middle and we got Wade over there on this side.
Welcome in.
Before we get all started and into our discussions tonight, Wade, go ahead and give a shout out to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar.
Yes, as always, I'd love to give a special shout out and thank you to Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar located in downtown Peoria, a few blocks away from Carver Arena, where you can get some very good Indian food, very close to the arena. They allow free parking on game night, so you can leave your car and walk to Carver if you want to not pay for parking. Go down there, check them out. They have a great selection of food from mild, medium to spicy, and everything that they even got stuff that kids can enjoy. So yeah, get on down there and tell them Wade sent you.
Yeah, get on down there and
good food, good
Indian
time,
food,
free parking. Walk 3 blocks because I guarantee you it's probably better to walk in 3 blocks and enjoying if it's warm weather out than having to deal with driving around a bunch of people in a parking lot paying money trying to get a close spot.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, so we'll get right into the Rivermen suitcase report. Gillette is still with Utah, and this is as of right now. We have not seen anything that has told us otherwise. So Gillette's still in Utah, Jack Bostad's still in Tahoe, and Devine is still with Reading. The Rivermen did receive back Griffin Fox back from Bloomington, and I believe that is all the suitcase reports for this week. As you see right there, Griffin Fox is back in Peoria, which is going to lead into it's kind of our discussion for this weekend. Wade, I think that is a big gain for the roster going into Huntsville this weekend. I think this weekend is going to be a measuring stick on where this team is. Huntsville is a very good team. They're second in the standings right now. So, I mean, what do you think about having Griffin back with the roster?
I mean, that's definitely a key addition. Griffin Fox was hot when he left us, playing very well. He's always played very well for us. He's always been a key role-playing piece to our roster. Obviously, that adds much-needed depth to our roster, especially at the center position, taking face-off. So, I mean, that is a very much welcome face back in our lineup for sure, and we're going to need him.
Yeah, yeah, that is 100%. We're going to need him on that because it's like I said, it's going to be a tough series. I think this weekend.
Right.
And it goes to saying our goaltenders, they're going to have to play big this weekend. I'm going to guess we're going to probably see Tino Friday night. That would be my guess. And then we might see go ahead, Wade, say his name because I don't want to mispronounce it.
Connor McNamara.
Yeah. We'll probably see him, I think, maybe possibly Saturday. But also, I mean, we still have a couple days left. Does Jack come back from Tahoe? I see it's unlikely right now because I think if they were gonna release him, they probably would have already done that.
Yeah,
now
during the SPHL reports.
Well, they usually release people on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Right.
Is usually when they usually do it. So I don't see Jack being with us this coming up weekend. So, I mean, we got to ride with the two goalies that we have. And we got two goalies capable of bringing wins. Connor looked phenomenal on Sunday. I thought he did really well against Evansville, which we'll talk a little bit about Sunday's game. I was a little worried there at the beginning of the game again. They did end up winning 3-1. But at the first period, it almost looked like we were being outskated. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, guys, you had a night off. They probably got here at midnight or something. They should be the ones that look tired out there. We kind of look tired. And then it's like last 10 minutes, Wade? It just was raining goals. So I mean, what did you take away from Sunday's game?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what you said. I would have liked to have seen a more aggressive, faster start to the game. Now, ultimately, the way we finished that first period was outstanding. I mean, it's kind of, it's why we sound like a broken record. It's why Jason Ruff sounds like a broken record. Getting the first goal, why that's so important, because once again, after that first goal, it's like a switch flip, and they turn on and they took over. So that's why we always say getting that first goal is key. It doesn't guarantee a win, absolutely not, but
yeah,
it definitely kickstarts the Rivermen, and they play so much better. I mean, like I said, during all this streak stuff, I mean, we've come back on teams. I mean, so like I said, it doesn't matter if we're ahead or behind. Just getting that first goal, you'd like to be ahead, but just getting that first goal, I think relaxes them,
Right.
and
Right.
they're able to play their game, a little more sharp.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially that second half, it seemed like a switch. So what is my brother saying? Sharing what up, guys? I'm not sure what you mean by sharing. What are you sharing?
Maybe he's sharing. Maybe he's sharing the YouTube.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the second period was, I think it was pretty even second period, to be honest. I mean, it was like a lot of back and forth. It really wasn't like a big exciting period, but it was some good hockey, I think, second period. And then of course the third period, we just kind of basically shut them down pretty much. Connor was, like I said, such amazing in the goal, and I think, like I said before, he kind of reminds me, some of his mannerisms and stuff like that. It sort of reminds me of Jack. He's just so relaxed. He's chilled. He doesn't let things get to him. It seems like. Wade, do you agree with me on that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I do see. I see that. I mean, I even honestly see a young Tino with Connor.
Yeah.
Tino was a very technical goalie coming up. Same with Connor Mack. He was quick. He tracked the puck well. Like I said, that's why I wanted him here in the first place. Watching Tino when he first came in this league, I mean, you can see it in his stance. They got that good posture, and they got those good fundamentals and techniques. Like they're just they know how to square themselves up. So like I said, it's kind of awesome to see, because he does remind me a lot of a young Tino. I mean, which is kind of cool to see.
Now, after the game, it was a post-game skate. I saw that you were skating with them. I saw my son skated after the game. I think it's kind of cool that they do that. Did you learn anything while skating out there, or
Yeah,
Anything you would like to?
yeah, I mean, I talked to some of the newer guys, even some of the people from that came over from Quad City Storm. I had a chance to have a brief chat with Connor Mack and Zach Sirota. Two very down to earth gentlemen. From what I found out, those guys are pretty close. They kind of joked with me that they were a package deal. They were close with the Black Bears. I think they were roommates when they were with the Black Bears too. So a very close pair. That's very excited and thrilled to be in Peoria. And they told me, yeah, the goal is to win a cup here with them. So that was good to hear. And then even
Right
talking
on.
to some of the former Quad City Storms, I was just like, yeah, so coming over from Quad City Peoria, what's it like? And he's like, well, you know, Quad City fans are great, but let's just say there is a huge difference from being over in Quad Cities to being here in Peoria. He goes, it's night and day difference on the team and being coached and everything. So that told me a lot. That told me a lot without them having to say a lot. And
Yeah,
they're thrilled to be here. So yeah, it was definitely fun. To get to chit chat a little bit with the guys out there, and that's something I really enjoy doing.
So it sounds like
yeah,
they can thoroughly feel the Riverman style energy that us fans give to them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an overall like I said, they're not saying nothing negative about the fans. They love the fans in Quad Cities and the support they got there, but just the support they get here, not just with the fans, but with teammates and coaching and everything.
Right.
It's just they said it's a night and day difference,
That's super cool.
and so yeah, it was cool to hear, and like I said, just to hear them all tell me without me having to say much that yeah, their big goal is to bring a cup this year back to Peoria. That's all they talk about pretty much. So it's awesome to hear that from your players.
Hmm.
yeah. No, and that's what you want to hear. You want to hear, a little bit of confidence. You want to hear that, they want to bring a cup to Peoria, and I hope they do. Like I said, um, I think we have the team right now to do it, but of course, like I've said in the past, Guy is not done with roster moves. We all know he's not done. He's going to find that right niche, and it's going to be good. And everybody should kind of trust Guy right now. I know we say it a lot. People say it a lot, trusting Guy, and sometimes yes, it's kind of hard to trust in Guy, but we just got to.
Yeah.
So all right, so we kind of talked about Sunday. Like I said, it was a great game. Good win over Evansville. Evansville is struggling right now. It seems like they are just spinning their wheels right now. But we go in, like I said earlier, we go into Huntsville. Huntsville is going to be tough. Um, Wade, I don't know if you have any of the stats with Huntsville. I know this year this will be the first time we meet with Huntsville this year.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know if you had any other insights on that.
I mean,
And
yeah, it's there's three teams with over 100 plus team goals, and that's the team in the first three positions with us, Huntsville, and Pensacola Ice Flyers. And Huntsville leads the pack in goals scored, and it's by a pretty decent margin. I mean, we're in second place with 106. They have 118 goals on the season. These guys know how to put the puck in the net. They attack, they're aggressive, and they don't stop. It doesn't matter if you got a 2-3 goal lead on them, they're not going to quit. They're going to keep firing that puck on net. Their stats show that they have allowed 94 goals on the season. You compare that to us, which we're best in the league with only allowing 66 goals against, which is an incredible stat. That speaks to our goaltenders, our defense. I mean, the closest team to us believe it or not, is Fayetteville has allowed the second fewest goals at 84.
Oh.
So big difference with goals allowed. That's where we get our bread and butter. We've had 3 amazing goalies play for us, and our team defense, we're known for it. So yeah, I think that's a Trudell staple, that forwards, back check, play defense as well, block shots, clear rebounds, support your goalie. And of course, we've always had strong net minders when it's come to the Rivermen. And we're going to need them. We're going to need them against Huntsville. They're in
Right.
second place for a reason with 45 points. So you're looking at 2 of the best teams in the league square off in Huntsville.
Right.
Yeah. A little not breaking news, but Bison is actually playing tonight against Tahoe. I just checked the starting lineup. Bostet is not playing again tonight, but he is, of course, dressed for Tahoe, but he is not in goal tonight for Tahoe. So I just wanted to let you guys know that because that starts here in 3 minutes. Bloomington Bison is at home tonight against Tahoe. I'll let you know the rest of the schedule later on in the show. But going back to Huntsville, it's amazing, that Fayetteville is the closest one to us, and they're down in the standings. It amazes me how stats can work that way.
Yeah, they're in last place. I mean, the reason last place is they got the fewest goals scored in the league with 66. Macon is 76 goals, and they're the second least amount scored. So there's the big issue with Fayetteville. They can't score consistently.
Yeah, and it seems like their games, it's either a blowout or it's close.
Yep.
For some reason, I don't know, and a lot of people say, well, that's goaltending, that's defense, that's whatever it is. I hope they just need to get it figured out, I guess, because we talked about this on the last show. Fayetteville is not. If you look at the roster, you would think that roster would be a good roster.
Yeah,
and then, like I said, you look at Huntsville's roster, and you still got your normal Huntsville guys, and they just keep building, and they are going to be, like I said earlier, they are going to be the test for the Rivermen to see where we're at. I was hoping to hear better news this week. I was really hoping that maybe we would get a surprise, that Caden Henry would come off the IR. I don't see that happening. I think he is eligible, for this weekend, but they have not activated him. So it goes again, getting back Griffin Fox from Bloomington is going to help this team tremendously this weekend. And honestly, I think if they play like they played the second half of the first period from Sunday, I think they'll be just fine. But again, once you get a lead, you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Absolutely. That is one thing with Huntsville. You cannot let them back in because they will make you pay for it. I guess I'll go over the schedules real quick, get this out of the way. For us Peoria Rivermen fans, if you are looking to get a hockey fix this weekend, Bradley Hockey is home this weekend.
Ooh.
Friday night at 6:30 at the Owen Center.
Okay.
And the 31st, so it's Saturday night, they're home at the Owen Center at 5:45 p.m. Central.
Ooh, good. Good deal.
That's really the only area with hockey this weekend because Bloomington, even though they are home tonight and they are playing, they are away Saturday in Cincinnati. So if you're looking for a hockey fix, get on down to Owen Center. Go watch some college hockey. Coach of the Bradley is, of course, Mike Gertler. We had him on the show a while back.
That was a great interview. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get him back on here. I talked to him tonight, and so yeah, get on down, support Bradley hockey. I thought about maybe possibly going. I haven't totally made up my mind yet, but I have thought about going. So
if I do go, it's probably going to be the Saturday night game.
Yeah. So kind of going back to Huntsville. Well, they played this past weekend. Didn't they play? Did they play Evansville?
Let me check right quick.
I couldn't remember.
They played.
I thought they played Fayetteville.
Yeah.
And they won. They won both of those games, right?
Yeah, both games
correct.
Went to overtime. They won Friday, or no, they lost Friday 2-1.
Oh, okay.
And then they won in overtime 3-2.
Okay, so they're going to be wanting to not lose again, especially on home ice. And like we've said before, when Peoria comes to town, it's like these teams become super teams and they want to beat Peoria. They don't want Peoria to win, of course, on the road. And I just totally lost my train of thought there.
In there.
It's been one of those days. But yeah, we can't strain this enough. This is going to be, this could be possibly a playoff series. This could be the finals. You know, I really think Huntsville can do it. They're a very dangerous team. And I mean, they were a dangerous team 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when we won the cup. That's who, you know, we played. So I still think, and I don't know if it's just me, and maybe we'll get in this a little discussion. I still think there's something missing, even though we are winning and we're winning really good. I just feel like there's possibly just something missing on this roster. And I guess my question is, Wade, do you kind of get that feeling too? Like there's just something missing to bring it more together? Because even though we are winning, our offense is still not clicking 100%, in my opinion.
I mean, there's valleys. I mean, they've been up and down. Or, you know, sometimes you'll see them go off in a period like they did with Evansville, and they get 3 goals in the first, and then they got nothing the rest of the game. You know, that you have to be careful of against a team like Huntsville. If you score 3 goals in the first and nothing the rest of the game, that game could go to overtime, or you could lose that game to a team like Huntsville. You know, so that I do get what you're saying with that. Because I think sometimes the offense lets off the gas pedal if they get out to a hot start or something, and if they get a lead, especially going into that third period, sometimes they play back on defense, and you can't lay back on a team like Huntsville. You're asking for trouble. Plain and simple, you're asking for trouble. So they got to be careful of that.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of want to make a point where it just seems like they're inconsistent. You know, 1 minute they're moving the puck very well, scoring, and then like you said, it just seems like the rest of the game, the offense was like, I wouldn't say it wasn't non-existent, because I mean it was there. They were getting scoring opportunities. It just seemed like it wasn't producing what we could. Before Ben gets back, I was going to have him do a race check-in.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of something real quick.
No problem. Before we move on, Ben, do you have any racing news? Anything?
For the next few weekends, there's going to be a bunch of driver. They're doing their auctions and dinners and stuff to get money for themselves. They're race parties. They're having a bunch of race parties. Like Fager's doing it here. Actually, probably I think it's tomorrow.
I thought Fager was last weekend.
Or was it last weekend? No, Unzicker's this weekend. Unzicker's is this weekend.
Yeah, Unzinger's the 31st, so Saturday. Yep.
Saturday. Yeah, just racing starting to get going. I've seen a lot of people getting their cars ready, showing their wraps, or getting ready for the wrap, and so far, I haven't seen any talk about the rules changing at the last second, like it seems like they normally do, like right about now. Volusia and what do they call it, the Winter Nationals, or they used to call it Winter Nationals anyway. That's going on. Actually, that's going on this weekend, isn't it?
Well, it went on last weekend, and I think it's during this week. I mean, they do basically a whole month almost down in Florida.
Yeah,
and
I only knew of 2 weeks. I'm used to 2 weeks, so maybe they are doing it. Well, anyway, there's a bunch of racing going on. Just check it out. It's always on Flow. So if you want to get Flow or Dirt Vision or IMCA,
there's a bunch of there's a bunch of racing happening, just not in Central Illinois right now.
Yeah, we got probably a couple more months.
Yeah, we got the end of March, first part of April.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty much it for racing. Just quick tidbit.
Yep. Wade, did you want to talk about something?
Well,
I know you said something in our private chat, I believe. I didn't know if you wanted to bring something up or talk about.
I kind of did, yeah. I just, like I said, I just want to give a huge shout out to the team. Just kind of like what you said. They're right now. They're just finding ways to win. I mean, going back to the start of the season, when you lose players like Zach Wilkie, Jordan Ernst, JMP, I mean, we lost so many. We lost Defensive Player of the Year, our MVP, our Goalie of the Year, and just what this team has done. Everybody thought they were going to take a back step. They're in first place by a wide margin. They're 16-0-1. Went on a 6-game win streak, lost in overtime. Now they're on a 10-game win streak. It may not always look pretty at times, but this team finds ways to win. And
it kind of sounds like after the holiday slump, and then the stripping of the letters, that it's like the guys decided hey, we need to do something. And
it just says a lot about the coaching and personnel we have. What this team has accomplished lately is nothing short of amazing, and they deserve recognition for their hard work. I mean, like I said, they've come back in games. They've maybe only got a few goals. Their offense didn't look good. Something was shaky, but they're still finding ways to win. And we're hoping that continues. But even if it doesn't continue, because this is a tough road schedule we got coming up. We're
right. Yeah, exactly.
Evansville, Rail Yard Dogs, 3 in Quad City. We're not back home till the 20th of February.
Right.
So it's going to be tough. And these guys, I don't want to hear people being negative if like they drop one. It's just like, dude, calm down. These guys have done flat out amazing work lately, and they deserve that
Right.
credit and acknowledgement.
And speaking of the shout out, you want to give a shout out to the team. We're going to give a shout out here to McChesney, as he is the heating up player of the week, um, with hat trick on, was it Friday night, and then he scored. Didn't he score on Sunday too? My mind is
I'm
a little
pretty sure.
blank right
I
now.
believe so. He got the hat trick, and then the next day he at least got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sunday he got one goal on Sunday. So yeah, so shout out to him. Just letting you guys know, he is one of my players I'm going to be watching Friday night. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, big shout out. Like I said, they are finding ways to win. And sometimes that's all you got to do. You just got to find a way to win. It kind of reminds me of like the Chicago Bears this year. It didn't look pretty at all, but the team found a way to win games when it mattered, and it's kind of one of those deals. I think with the Rivermen is they're finding ways to win, and it's taking the whole team to do it too. And it's not, yes, there might be only a couple guys scoring in a game, but you got to look in the back, the back line, with the defense. You got Kyler Fenton getting down and dirty in there. You got Corey Dennis not only scoring, but he's also playing really good defense right now. Our goaltenders, the Tino is looking better, and we talked about it last Saturday. I think these breaks are helping him. And like I said, I think we see him Friday night. I would not be surprised if he does really well Friday night if we don't see him again Saturday night, against Huntsville. And one of our listeners, Eric, not my brother Eric, not the tire guy, but the other Eric.
Says.
Yeah. Well, that's not his real last name, but
Well, yeah, it's what I see.
yeah, yeah. Eric said, you go with the high hand, and I, like I said, me and Wade totally agreed with that. But I think what's helping Tino is these breaks that he needs. I think because he's no spring chicken in the league. I mean, yeah, he's still young. He's about my age probably, but when you are a goalie, it's hard on the body. I mean, especially in these leagues, you're not pampered as some of them are. So yeah, I think, and also as Eric says, he has a good track record against Huntsville. So like I said, I think it all depends on Friday night on how it goes. Wade, do you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I mean, he's no stranger to starting a few in a row. So, yeah, if he goes out there, gives up maybe like one or two goals, because he's going to face upwards of 25 shots, most likely, minimal. So if he's only giving up like one or two goals, I can see Coach Trudell going back to him. And then, like what you said, I do. I think the breaks have done him wonders. He has had injury issues in the past, rather it's lower body or upper body. So it does give him like a reprieve, a chance to, recover a little better than maybe he would if he was playing 2, 3, 4 games in a row. So and when you got a goalie like Connor Mack backing you up, I mean, use him.
Yeah,
it's it,
yeah, yeah.
he can get the job done too. So
Yeah, which also brings up a topic. Um, we are being outshot sometimes by a lot.
Yeah.
Now, if you look in the past, we usually would shoot 40 times a game. I mean, our shots on goal were very high. I think our highest, I think this year was maybe in what, the 30s, maybe?
Yeah, maybe like like 33, 34 shots, something like that.
Yeah. So, um, I guess the question, or what am I trying to say here? Like the I'm wondering, is it because the league is evolving where we're getting less shots, or is it maybe the offense scheme has changed just a little over time since when we used to shoot 40 times? Now, is it one of those deals where Guy wants quality shots over quantity shots?
That's what I was thinking. Maybe he just
Um,
wanted quality over quantity.
Well, and I think Guy's been quoted. For him, he prefers quality over quantity. I think that's a very thin rope because at the same time, yeah, I do understand and agree with what Trudeau's saying, but you don't want to overlook opportunities either. You
yeah,
still want to get pucks on net because it's for me. It's any shot that's a shot on goal is never a bad shot. It's a chance for a rebound. It can be a tip in. It can hit off somebody and go in. You don't always have to, you know, get a top shelf snipe. Sometimes it goes off a opposing player's pants and deflects in the net. I mean, goes off a skate, deflects in the net. You know, uh, like I said, there's really no bad play when you fling the puck to the net. But I do understand you want to get good quality looks as well. So it's kind of like a slippery slope. You don't want to pass up opportunities, but you want to get a good quality shot on net at the same time. So yeah, I've noticed our numbers have been down with shots on goal, but even on the defense, like we're allowing more shots on goal than typical. Because I remember last year with Colby Muse, that was a lot of other teams' excuse. Well, Colby Muse is only facing like 20 shots at the most, so that's really not well, that's about the bare minimum they get. Normally, teams are getting 25, close to 30 shots a game on us now.
yeah,
So, I mean,
Hmm.
our goalies have
yeah,
had extra work this year.
yeah, and that's another thing. We are giving up more shots than usually we do. So, like I said, I don't know if it's just the way the cards are falling or whatever, but I mean, sometimes it is concerning. Some, especially like in the past, we have outshot almost every single opponent until this year.
Yeah.
This year, it seems like we are getting outshot, and I just wanted your opinion on that. Like I said, I agree with you. I think it could be, a little bit of, uh, he looking more towards quality over quantity. But I kind of agree with you too on the, get pucks on net. You never know what's going to happen. So, all right. So we talked about that. Anything else before we probably get into our big three for the game Friday night?
I would like to say if you can't make it to at least one of the games, there is a hosted
Oh yeah,
by Ravers a Riverman watch party for this Friday's game. So you can get some good food and hopefully watch a game.
yeah. Get down there to Ravers.
If you can't make it to the actual game.
Yeah, it's on Farmington Road there in West Peoria.
Not too far from
Yeah,
the track. Too.
Yeah, I've never actually gone to one of those watch parties. I heard they're fun. So, like I said, get down there, Watch the Rivermen. Anything else? Like I said, before we get into our big threes and
No, I think I'm ready for the big three.
alrighty, Ben, go ahead and start us off. Big three.
So again, it's the weekend. It's going to be super tough because we're on the road. We're not going to have the Riverman style aurora, so to speak. I mean, there'll be fans there, of course, for the Rivermen, but not like what Riverman style I call it. Fans, energy stuff, whatnot. So hopefully the boys will at least know that we're here supporting them back home, since we can't really see them unless it's on uh, Flow, or you're
Yeah,
at
it's
that,
on flow.
or if you're at that party, either one. Um, yeah, I think I wouldn't mind again. Just now that we got a full team because Fox is back. I think it'll be a little bit better. I like to see him get a goal or two. I like to see either Tino or Connor keep goals away, no goals. And then again, like I always say, just set the tone by doing all that and control the neutral zone. That's all I got for my big three.
All right, Wade, go ahead.
All right. My big three will start with players this time. Um, I'm going to be looking, obviously, at Griffin Fox, uh, coming back from us from ECHL. Said it's a big ad. When he left us, he had 8 goals, 7 assists, 15 points. So, again, those were great numbers. And I look for him to be involved immediately coming back. I'm also going to highlight our captain, Alec Bear. I think he is going to be not just a big part of Huntsville Havoc in that series, but this road trip altogether. We need some good leadership. We need Alec Bear to set the tone, if you will, um, for our team, being the captain. And then also, I'm looking towards Braden Barker. He's played a lot better lately, getting more involved physically and on the score sheet. 7 goals, 13 assists. So we really need to see Braden Barker um, step into his role big time here on this road trip, especially against the Huntsville Havoc. And also, shout out to Frankie Trezera, who we're going to see in Huntsville, who's playing great in Huntsville right now. So
Mm-hmm.
shout
Mm-hmm.
out Frankie Trezera. But also, we're going to do now the three keys um, for this weekend series. And I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but looking at the special teams numbers, Rivermen are better on the power play and penalty kill both than Huntsville Havoc, and I think that's huge. Havoc have not been as disciplined as in years past. They're up there in penalty minutes, so they should give us some opportunities on a power play and against a team as good as Huntsville, especially how good they are offensively. We need to take advantage when we're on the power play. So I'm going to really be looking at our power play more than anything this weekend. Number two, passes. Passes got to be on point this weekend, especially again against a team like Huntsville Havoc. I know sometimes we like to throw them blind behind the back passes. Um, Sometimes that drives me nuts. I've also seen passes going east and west instead of north and south, clear across. You got to be careful of that because they could pick that right off and have a free shot right on our goalie. So we got to be careful what we do with the puck. Um, which leads me to my last key is we got to watch our turnovers. We got to take
Yes.
advantage of turnovers when we get it, and we got to be careful about turning the puck over, especially in the neutral zone or our zone. We definitely got to be wary of that. So that's my big three.
All right. So my big three, I will start with what I think they need to do during the game. Play smart. Don't get into um, don't get into playing stupid games out on the ice. Um, and I like kind of like what Wade said. Don't get a stupid penalty and give them an opportunity to get on the board with their power play. Like I said, my second one is play fast. I really think, like I said, and it's like beating a dead horse. This is going to be the measure stick. I think this weekend. Um, uh, Tommy says Huntsville was pretty quiet this pass against Marksman. They're a little silent, and yeah, I mean it. They could have been silent for Fayetteville, but again, it's the pure Rivermen coming into town, so they're going to be probably on top of their game 100% when Peoria comes into town. So, like I said, play fast, play smart. My last one is control the puck. As a football guy, I played a lot of football in my days. The offense can't score if they don't have the ball. So it's the same way in hockey. It's the same concept. If they don't have the puck, they can't score. So I think puck control is going to be a very important key in this game, and get it deep in our offensive zone and keep it out of our defensive zone as much as possible. I imagine everyone will look sharp in this matchup against each other, knowing it's the top two in the league. Yeah, and then that's why we said, this is a big weekend. So my big three players, Wade actually stole one of mine, and it was going to be Barker. He's getting involved, like you said. The physical play is starting to get involved. Maybe he's sort of making that, trying to get that enforcer role type, but he is scoring too, and he's getting assists. My second one is Corey Dennis. I mean, he is an assist machine, and he is scoring. He's looking good out there. He's probably one of our top. He's one of the top defensemen in the league. I believe I can say that with confidence, because he can kind of do it all. He kind of took the role that Wilkie left. In my opinion, he kind of reminds me of a Wilkie type. He can score. He can play defense. Yeah, and I agree with you, Anthony. I agree 100%. With Fox coming back this weekend, it is going to be very good for the team. My last three is McChesney.
Yeah.
He's been hot. He's warming back up now.
Right.
And I think the rest of the teams in the league better be aware, because in the beginning of the year when he got hot. So I'm hoping he kind of takes that into Huntsville this weekend. I know they're both solid. I would like to see Tino Friday night. I mean, because I know Connor Mack is a very good goalie, but that's like throwing a rookie to the wolves. Literally, the havoc.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And we know
I really think we'll
be a dog at net too for Havoc.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we see Tino Friday night. And then I think it kind of just depends on how Tino does on Friday night, on what happens Saturday. But I mean, who knows? Like I said, Guy has his ways, and we'll never know. So yeah, those are my big three. Anybody else have anything to say, want to bring up before we kind of recap on what we said?
Why don't we just bookend it? Why don't we bookend it one more time, Wade, with Bailey?
Yeah, and then Wade, you say what you wanted to say, Wade.
All right. Once again, shout out Bayleaf Indian Restaurant and Bar, located in the downtown Peoria area by the riverfront. Great place to take your family or your date, or even eat solo if you want. They got a great atmosphere down there, great food, great selection of food. It's always been an enjoyable experience when I've dined in there. They cater to your taste. So if you don't like spicy foods, that's okay. They will still cater to that. But if you like spicy food, they'll definitely cater to that as well. So they got a little something for everybody there. Get on down there, check them out. I promise you'll enjoy your experience there. And tell them, as always, that Wade sent you.
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony, I hate watching Boss on the bench too. I was kind of hoping they would start him tonight in Bloomington, because he is so close to Peoria. And maybe we would have got a couple people go over there and watch him, but as of right now, he is on the bench. And split the weekend or surprise sweep. Honestly, Tommy, I don't know. I mean, these are two heavyweights going to be going at each other, and honestly, I would be okay with a split. To be honest,
Right.
like Wade said earlier in the show, this is going to be a tough road schedule for us. You know,
Of course, we'd like to
we
see him
don't-
win both of them, but in reality, it's likely it'll be a split. I feel too as well.
But I mean, we don't get to come back home until, like I said, February 20th. So I mean, we're going to be on the road a lot the next couple weekends. So yeah, I mean, could we see a surprise sweep? We could.
I mean, I hate to put pressure on him, but I think a lot of that depends on how well Tino plays. It really does. I mean, he's going against a good team. If Tino is on his game, is it possible with the way we're playing right now to get a sweep? Of course, it's possible, but I mean, it's also possible it could be just the opposite. And knock on wood, that don't happen. That we could get swept. So I mean, Huntsville is a hard team to beat in Huntsville. They got one of the best home records in the league. So I would be completely stoked with a split.
Yeah. So let's I'm gonna recap what we said. Like I said, Bradley hockey this weekend for all the Peoria people listening. If you want your hockey
Friday
fix,
night, Saturday night, right?
Yep. Friday night at 6:30 at the Owen Center, and Saturday night at 5:45 p.m. all Central Time. Bradley will be playing at the Owen Center. Bison are at home tonight. They're playing as we speak, and they're away on Saturday in Cincinnati. And then, of course, everybody knows the Rivermen are away for Friday and Saturday night. Real quick, if playoffs started today, who's in? I mean, if the playoffs started today, that's a hard question.
It is.
Because we talked about our sleeper, and I think it was a Saturday's show, and I think Big Ben's was Quad Cities, was the sleeper for him. I think I said Knoxville.
And
then Wade.
Knoxville, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not always the teams that get to the chip. I mean, last year.
No, I mean, yeah, Evansville totally how serious y'all taking Pensy so far. The thing with, I think, Pensacola, and I really haven't been paying attention to Pensacola as much as I probably should, because I mean we only see them twice this year, or do we have a 3-game weekend with them this year?
It's either 2 or 3 times.
And they actually come up to us.
Yeah.
And I think they're a little inconsistent, but that's just me. Some days they look good, some days they look like the old Pensy in a way. Not the old Pensy, but like a year ago Pensy. So, but yeah, I mean, I hope that answered. Tommy, honestly, I would love to see Pensy in the final. I mean, they could, and like Wade said, I mean, who would have thought Evansville would have won the championship last year? I certainly did not.
No.
So, yeah. So before we wrap up here, anything else? You guys want to talk about anything?
Not offhand.
No, I can't.
I
think we covered it pretty well.
All right.
Yeah, we covered everything.
Yeah.
Well.
So Saturday we'll be here 3:00.
Central.
Yeah. Tommy, have a good night. Come back Saturday. 3:00 Central.
Yep.
Right here.
YouTube or Kick.
And yep, YouTube, Kick, Facebook. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep.
And like I said, we're working on more content. I possibly maybe be working on another former player interview. I'm working on that. We're just waiting to hear back. And so, yeah, like I said, y'all have a good night. On behalf of me, myself, Ben, and Wade, like I said, thank you for listening. And we will all see you on Saturday. And again, we always try to keep it what style?
We always try to keep it Rivermen style.
All right.
My wife made that.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
pretty
Thank
cool.
you so much.
I like that one better than the one I did, but still, it's pretty cool. Using both of them either way.
See you guys.
See you guys.